Hey, Kathy, how are you doing today?
Oh, I'm just doing great. How are you doing, Nick?
I'm good. Thank you so much for making time to come on and really be not a witness really, but a testimony. It's your story, right? And so anytime that somebody that I've coached has the opportunity to share their story, especially in a situation like this, personally, I think it's very powerful because it's your story, right? So thank you again. All right, we're gonna talk a lot about from the time you came in and I started coaching you all the way up until now. So let's just get into the meat and potatoes. Everybody watching this right now, I'm sure they're excited to hear a firsthand, story. So Kathy, just so everybody knows, Kathy is kind of in the Midwest. She's over in Illinois. Kathy was a school teacher for many years. And then she made this huge transition, and now I'll use that as a setup for everybody so they know where you're coming from. So, all right, so Kathy, tell us what were you kind of doing before, not teaching, but what were you doing before, and then you learned about corporate housing or midterm rentals, and then me as a coach. So, what allowed you to? What were your struggles, and then what interested you? Kind of about midterm rentals.
Mhm. So I was teaching and I was debating whether or not I was going to start another school year or not. We had just purchased a condo and I was trying the short-term model. And then I heard about the coaching and I had to make a decision to start the school year or not start the school year. And I did not. So that lit a fire under me that I had a lot to learn and a lot to do in a very short time. I just wanted to grow as fast as I could, and I threw myself into everything I was learning.
Absolutely. Yeah. So let's tell these people what are some things that me as a coach, as your coach, what were some things that I was able to help you with?
So having a coach really helped build my confidence. It helped give me direction. It gave me a step-by-step process, and it was extremely valuable, especially since I wanted to scale quickly, and it helped so much.
Yeah. How about when you think about your mindset, you know, um, before you came in to be coached, how is your mindset then compared to how your mindset is now?
It's like I said, the confidence is there. I know I can do it. I have a coach that I can refer to, talk to, run problems by, and it just helps me grow. And I'm continuing to look for new properties.
Yeah.
So it is just a valuable tool to have a coach.
Yeah.
Sure.
Let me give a quick shout out to you and kind of praise you and say thank you to you because the community aspect of coaching, it's not just one-on-one, there's group coaching and then we have a community aspect where everybody can talk to each other together. And you have been I want to say thank you. You've been really as you've learned more and more, new people are coming in all the time and you're just right there to share things that you've learned with people coming in. I want to say thank you. That's been really helpful.
Absolutely, because I've had other people help me along the way. And so it feels good to be able to turn around and help others who are new. And I know the fears that they're going through and some of their thinking. And so if I can encourage them, I'm happy to do it.
I appreciate it. Well, let's talk about your success. When you look back over the amount of time that you've been doing this and the new arbitrage properties that you brought in under your belt into your new company, when we talk about success, what do you think about for your situation?
So we purchased our first property, and that's where I was at when we started. And yet, in order to scale, it wasn't practical to buy those properties along the way. There's little more risk. If you've actually purchased a property and you decide, oh, this one isn't a great location or something. The arbitrage was key in helping me grow and learning how to speak with landlords and have that confidence and know what is going to give them peace of mind when they are looking to rent to me. And then I'm going to turn around and use it for my business.
Yeah. Now I know everybody wants to hear about number. How many properties do you have now?
Oh, now I have five. I have
Five
five.
properties in
So
in
it
in the area that you live in, right? nearby.
Correct. Correct. Yes. I started with one, and almost a year to the date, we had five.
Okay.
So,
So 1 year you got on five. So you transitioned from being a school teacher
yeah.
to the next year having five properties. Let's talk financials here. I know it changes throughout the year, and you got a property booked, and then you got a property not booked, and all that stuff. But aside of all of that, if you had to be conservative, how much would you say you're bringing in after all expenses are paid every month?
I would say with my five properties averaging out throughout the year, I would say probably still about 8K per month.
That's huge. That's
Yes.
huge.
It's awesome.
Now, would you say it's more difficult as you have a few properties as opposed to just one, or are there some reasons that it gets easier as well?
It's both because there's more to keep track of, the more properties. But obviously, if you aren't getting more properties, you're not growing, and that's my goal to grow. So if I have one property filled for, let's say, 3 months in a row, and then I have another property that has a 2 week gap, you know, then between all the properties, I've always got it covered. And
Okay.
so that feels really good to have that backup, to have other properties. So I always have enough to meet expenses and make money.
Why don't you give us some examples? Like, what are some of the longer bookings that you've had?
Okay, so it was our condo, and it was right after we started, and I had just transitioned to corporate housing, and I got two RNs in there, and they were going to do a 3 month stay with the potential to go another 3 months, and so I had them 6 months, and
Yeah.
that was really nice to stabilize and help me grow, and it helped with startup and all that good stuff to have that coming in consistently. Another one that comes to mind is, and this was right after I got a property started. It was my second property, and I signed the lease and had somebody in there within 3 weeks. And then they were in there not 1 month, not two, not six, 12 months. So, so that was so exciting to have that consistent paycheck coming in.
Yeah.
And, that's kind of how insurance properties seem to work.
Yeah.
They say they'll only commit to 3 months, but then it seems like there's a lot of extensions. Now they don't all extend that long, but that one was very exciting.
Yeah. Yeah. In my situation last year, there was a winter storm, and we're not known for crazy winter weather where we live, but it's now coming up on a year later, and I still have two people in two of my houses. But at one time, we had six different families in six of our houses because of an unexpected kind of ice and snowstorm.
Yeah, for
So
sure.
it was gone in like 2 or 3 days, but it did damage really quickly. And I love bookings like that. Obviously, it's
Yes,
it's
yes.
exciting.
So I have to share quickly. I just got somebody in, and this is a crazy story, and I don't know the details of it, but it's another insurance one, which I don't have a lot of insurance ones, but this one, somebody drove a car through her house.
Oh my goodness.
So, and this one should be there at the minimum 4 months.
Yeah.
So,
Well, we
so
definitely
anyway,
would all love to have the details of that story if you knew.
I know. The names and places have been changed to protect.
Sure.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, let's think back to when you just learned about my coaching and you were unsure. So, what are some things that almost kept you from deciding to move forward with having me coach you?
Yes. So, obviously the cost, it is an investment. It is. And so that was a huge one for me, but it was well worth it because, just having the coach behind me and the community to share with and bring issues to and problem solve with, that is worth it right there.
Yeah.
So, uh, anyway, so yes, it is
We
worth it.
we really do have a lot of resources for you from the day you come in. There's videos to watch, and then of course you have the live Zoom coaching, and then we have the Google Drive filled up with a lot of stuff, and then you have the whole community aspect So I think of it like a 4-part course. You're getting a lot. And
Yes.
you can drink from that fire hose as quickly or as slowly as you want, but I would encourage people to go at the fastest pace that they can without creating stress and things in their lives. Totally understandable. Everybody's got a different situation.
Right, right.
So, okay, let's say that you had the opportunity to talk with somebody who is considering coming in and being coached by me and learning corporate housing and midterm rentals and arbitrage and all that, but they're really not sure, kind of how you were. But what is some advice or what would you say to somebody to help them make the right decision for them?
Okay, so the community aspect and having a coach is key to getting in and moving forward. Because a lot of people just say, "Oh, I'm going to do this," but unless you have the support behind you, then it's hard to move forward.
Yeah.
And that was key for me. Another piece of advice I would say is don't quit your day job. Because that's what I ended up doing. But that also lit a fire under me. So I moved pretty quickly and I dug in and drank from the fire hose. But I will also say be patient with yourself because your first one will take a lot longer to set up than your second or third or fourth.
Yeah,
And I don't know if I already mentioned it, but the fifth one, I think from the time we signed the lease, it was like 8 days
exactly.
when we got our first person in there.
Yeah.
So
When you first start, you don't have your systems in place, but after you've done it a couple times, you can set up a house quickly. You got your communication organized, you have your automated messages organized, and things just actually kind of get easier as you have more in a way. So that's awesome. Well, Cathy, thank you so much. You really brought so much value to everybody who's watching this. And I just want to thank you for your time. I know you're busy, grandkids and husband and all that. Even though this doesn't keep you super busy, because that's the beautiful part of it. You now have more time than you did as a teacher, and you're
absolutely.
making more money.
Yes.
How is
Yeah.
that not a win-win? More time and more money, so more time with the people you want to spend more time with. Maybe you're able to add more vacations because you can do a lot of this remotely,
Yeah.
right? You can be
Yep.
on vacation and have your laptop or your phone, or whatever you need, and so you can do a lot of what we do remotely. So you really do get a nice quality of life doing this business model.
Absolutely. Yeah. There's so many people that direct bookings usually meet the people, but other ways that you get people into your homes, sometimes you don't even meet them.
Yeah.
You just message them back and forth a little bit, but you never actually see them. So definitely it can be done remotely. You just have to have a good team and people on the
Good.
ground.
That's good. Cathy, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate you.
Absolutely. You are welcome, Nick. Thank you.
We'll talk soon.
Okay, thanks. Bye-bye.